Hello everyone and welcome back to another instalment of our Portuguese barn conversion series.
We're actually recording this introduction at the very end of the video and as you can see, Bee looks like an absolute state. She looks like how I look normally.
I'm so tired, honestly.
But you know when she looks like that it's going to be a good video, so make sure you tune in to the end to see what she's been up to.
We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Today is the first non-rainy day we've had in a while, which means Theo can get back to work outside and hopefully finish pointing the wall, which is really exciting. The rain really does affect some of the progress that we want to make, but no rain is perfect.
Another sunny day means another day pointing. As Bee mentioned, I haven't been able to finish this last piece of the wall, which has been really frustrating because it's just been sitting here unfinished for like a week. But it's been raining every day, and with the pointing you want to allow it to dry for at least a couple of days before it rains, because otherwise you'll get really horrible like indentations and it will just affect the way it's been pointed and the way it looks. This has taken me, this whole wall, about 7 full days after today. It's a long time, and if you calculate that to do the whole exterior of the building, it's going to take me about a solid month. So unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do the whole outside before the summer comes. You also can't point when it's too warm conditions because it dries out too quickly, and you don't want to be pointing in the summer sun at 40 degrees. That's just ridiculous. So this is going to have to wait. Well, this isn't going to have to wait. I'm going to finish this today. This is my sole goal, to finish this, and then later on when the seasons change, probably come about late September, I can start pointing the outside, but in the summer we can go inside where it's going to be cooler.
Theo's definitely got a big job ahead of him today. It's about, I'd say, maybe 4 square meters of pointing to do, but the good thing is as you get close to the bottom of the barn, the stones do get bigger, so it's less small little fiddly things to fill in, but even so there's still a lot of fiddly stuff to fill in. And whilst he's doing that, I'm going to be continuing my favourite task ever, which is sanding.
So I'm just scraping out any loose stones, any old dirt, and there's quite a bit of old mortar in this area actually, and it's quite hard to distinguish between the old mortar and the actual stone because it's all got lichen over it. It looks absolutely beautiful. I imagine in 20-30 years this pointing will have lichen over it as well, and it will just really blend it into the landscape. Vultures flying over. A hoopoe just flew past, and I think it's a warning because the sky's gone really dark.
And we heard thunder.
I heard thunder. I checked the weather forecast, and apparently it's going to rain in like the next half an hour, which isn't good. Like I said earlier, we don't want rain. I just want to finish this wall, to be honest, but everything's against me. But I'm not going to put any mortar in the wall just now. I'm just going to go along, chisel it all out, prepare first. Usually I do it a little bit at a time as I go along, but if I prepare first, then I can just whack the mortar in as I go, and job's a good one.
If you were thinking to yourself, wasn't it only about 30 seconds ago that Bee was saying it's not raining today and it's the first day it's not been raining for ages so Theo can get cracking with the pointing? Yeah, I feel like I kind of jinxed us by saying that. The weather here in Portugal is sometimes just like being in the UK. 4 seasons in a day, I swear. The rain is here. It is April after all. April showers. So I can still get to work because the work I'm doing is inside the barn. I've got some manual sanding to do because the electric one can't fit into the really small gaps between the ridge beam and the roof beams. I'll show you in a second because that was probably the worst explanation ever, but I need to get into those gaps because you can really tell the discoloration now. So that is my task whilst it's raining. And actually, I know I don't enjoy sanding, but I can hear the rain on the glass in the windows. It's a beautiful sound, and being able to see the rain hitting the glass and I'm stuck in here safe from the rain is actually really nice. So up here is the perfect example. I'm sure you can see there's like yellow squares all the way along the ridge beam where I've not been able to get the sander in that gap, so I need to sand on the ridge beam itself and on these beams here. So that's a task that someone's got to do, and that someone is me. So it's just turned 8 o'clock in the evening, and I think Theo has just finished this wall.
I flipping did it! I'm so tired. I couldn't start until about, I'd say about 2:30.
Yeah, that's when the rain stopped, wasn't it?
After the rain, the sun's just gone down. It's done. I can't believe it. I've still got one hole over there that I need to fill, but that'll probably take me about an hour or two. And then this wall's completely complete.
So this means that you're ready to help me sand tomorrow.
I'm not helping you sand. You can sand on your own. And I will find something else to do that's a lot easier than sanding. But yeah, it looks good.
Congratulations.
When this all dries, it will all blend in. And yeah, I'm very pleased. Oh, it's looking lovely.
Thank you very much. Yesterday was pretty full on, I've got to say. Me and Theo were so productive. I'm actually really happy. It's very tiring work. The two of us are working on this full time, filming it at the same time, and sometimes you just can't have enough hours in the day. So I really smashed it out yesterday. I know I said about doing some hand sanding. That was quickly abandoned because it just wasn't as effective as I thought it would be. So I really got to grips with doing all of the sides, and today I need to get the scaffolding. Totally forgot what it's called. The scaffolding, we're going to double it up and put it in the centre so I can hopefully, my plan for today is to finish sanding the entire ceiling. It'll all be done, and that is the best feeling ever. so lovely standing up here. I actually can't wait for it to be our bedroom, for it to be finished. If you look at this, you can see the difference between the sanded ridge beam and the unsanded ridge beam, and just imagine that when it's got oil on it. Oh, it's going to be stunning.
Just discovered our first problem of the day, and there seems to be a lot of problems on the building site, much like my old profession that I used to do. I used to run a video production company, and you'd go out on shoots, it would start to rain, cloud would come over, there'd be too much sun, there'd be someone being too loud, there'd be a generator down the road, there'd be someone with a pickaxe next to where you're trying to record audio, and you have to navigate your way through the problems, and it's the same thing. And it is a little bit of a setback. I'm sure Bee's pleased because she doesn't have to sand right now. What's happened is 2 scaffolds don't fit on top of each other anymore in the building because obviously the floor is now higher.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that, that's why.
So Bee was like, oh, we'll just put 2 scaffolds on top of each other,
Totally
and
makes
I can
sense.
sand the rest of the ridge beam and whatnot I need to get done. But because the floor's higher, we need to go out and we need to buy a half one of these. I'm pretty certain they do half versions for this particular reason, so annoying, but it is what it is, and we're carry on.
And I know that I do not wax lyrical about how much I enjoy sanding, because I don't. I mean, why would I? I'm literally got my arms up in the air, and my arms are burning today just thinking about doing any more sanding, and it's not fun, but I was actually really excited to get it done. And I did not think about the floor until Theo just said it then. I've just had a revelation.
She said she didn't think about the floor,
No,
but
I
I
didn't.
reckon she waited for the sanding to be done after the floor was down so she could drag it out even further.
I did not think about it, man. I know I've been putting this off. I know I have. But I was really excited to get it done. And it's such a tiring job, but I'm hopeful that I can find this stuff today and that will be enough for what we need. So now I just need to think about whereabouts in Castello I'll be able to find this stuff. So I know, we said yesterday that you'd finished the wall, but you actually hadn't. That was a complete lie.
No, I let them know that I still had a big hole in the wall. And this is a feature wall, so I've been putting off this hole for a little bit.
But once this hole is done, is the wall 100%?
This is finished, yeah.
Except for that other hole up there.
That's going to be a window.
Oh yes,
That's going to be the cutest little window. And we don't want another window here, so yeah, I need to get rid of all this rubbish. Looks like it was a nest.
For a rat, probably?
Something, yeah.
All of that rat dust is flying in my face.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Scared me so much. And look what it is. The rat has shown its face. Alright, just point around him and there we done filled the hole.
That was so...
He actually scared the living daylights out of me. That was terrifying. Wow.
How you doing, Mr. Rat? Ratticus. Ratty. And check this out that I just spotted on the rock that Theo pulled out of the wall. That is an empty praying mantis nest, which is pretty cool. We do get a lot of those around here, especially in the summer. You see them, all different colours. I've never seen the babies before. That'd be pretty cool. when things aren't going to plan, it's really nice to come and sit up here in the peace and watch the little chicks because they're just so adorable. And unfortunately, we made it to Castello to get that smaller scaffolding, and the shops shut at 1 o'clock except for supermarkets. And this is a new COVID thing that we had no idea about, and we got there at 1:10. It was really frustrating, so we couldn't get the scaffolding, but we're back here now, and I'm just taking 5 minutes to sit here and just chill. With all the excitement of our new chicks, I completely forgot to mention what happened to the other eggs that Rizzo had been sitting on. Unfortunately, none of the others made it. One of them got, in fact a couple of them got kicked out of the nest, which meant that they weren't viable anymore. There was a reason why she pushed them out. I would put them back in, but she'd push them out again, so she knew that there was something wrong with them. Another one accidentally got crushed, which was really sad, one of the eggs, about 4 days before hatching, so that didn't make it. And that was a bit of a scary moment because I managed to get in there and get that egg not long after it broke because she'd started pecking at the egg, and I got really worried that she was going to do that with the babies when they were born. And then the other ones, she abandoned them about 4 days? I think it might be 4 or 5 days after the babies had hatched, which was more than enough time for them to have hatched if they were viable. Even so, I took them out and I tried to incubate them, but unfortunately we had an issue with the incubator and we couldn't use it. But I think that they were beyond hatching anyway, which was really sad. So out of the 10 eggs we had 2 chicks, but they're very lovely chicks indeed.
Oh, it's beautiful weather and we've just arrived in Castello. I'm actually thinking about changing the name of our channel to the Castello Diaries because we seem to be here all the time now. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think that's great, and I'm so chuffed that MaxMat's open.
Yeah, all the shops are open now because it's Monday morning. We're raring to go. We need to get working. And MaxMat, it's one of them stores where I guess if you're in the US it'll be like a Home Depot. If you're in the UK it'll be like a B&Q. So just a general hardware store really, but we're going to go in there and see what we can find. We just got to the back of the store where all the scaffolding is, and there's literally no scaffolding. The only thing there is a random leg or whatever this is, and this is not what we need. So it looks like we're going to have to go to a different store, but there is stuff that we can pick up here. We just found these wheels that go on the bottom of scaffolds, and we're debating whether we should get them. Because how cool would it be just to be able to push it around on our new concrete floor, but I don't know, 20 euros each.
Yeah, I think they're 20 euros, so that's kind of crazy.
We'd need 8. That's ridiculous.
Nah, forget it.
Plan aborted. Although they didn't have the scaffolding, managed to get 3 bags of lime. That will keep us going. We usually get the lime from a local building supplier. It just works out easier because it's local and we can pile it up in the back of the truck and don't have to drive too far, but 3 bags will keep us going for probably about half a day at the moment with all the holes we're filling in. But yeah, we'll stock up soon. And then on to the next store. It's the Castello Shuffle that everyone seems to do. You go Max Mat, Aki,
Brico
Marsh, and any other ones that you want to fit in.
so annoying.
The only other store that we know has just closed for lunch, and here in Portugal they like pretty long lunchtime, so that shop's going to be shut now for a good...
It's shut for 2 hours now.
2 hours in the day, so we're not going to wait around here till 3 o'clock because that's just ridiculous. I think what we're going to have to do is just buy 2 of these, and I'll just dig the angle grinder out and just cut it in half ourselves and make our own half.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. Plus the other shop might not even have it anyway, so it's a gamble waiting to see.
But we just need to get back and get working. There's no point hanging around and being like, oh, this store might have it, or it might not. And then if we wait like 2 hours and it doesn't have it, I'm just gonna make my own.
Okay, good idea.
Left empty-handed, not completely empty-handed, but I decided to do a complete U-turn again and wait till the shop's open, because we looked online, it's not actually 2 hours, it's only an hour. So in about 40 minutes the shop's going to open. We can see if they've got the half scaffold, because by the time I dig out the angle grinder, I cut them myself, it's going to be the same amount of time as just waiting here. And it'll actually be nice just to have like half an hour just sitting in the car not doing anything. But I did buy some plastering tools.
Is this you committing to plastering?
I don't know. I bought these just so I could have a test and see how it goes.
Okay.
And it feels like I'm going into battle. But I got a shield and I got this, and I'm excited to be... I reckon my plastering technique's going to be nice.
So whilst we were waiting, Theo is so excited, look at him. Whilst we were waiting...
I just can't believe it. Like what I've just seen online. It's blown my mind and I cannot get it out of my mind.
He can't. He's really excited. He's gone from not wanting to do plastering to wanting to do the plastering tomorrow. We've just... He just was watching a YouTube video and discovered a man spraying lime plaster like a robot, really fast, crazy machine. We can find one. If we can find one in Castello, that'd be amazing, but I found one on Amazon for what, like 50 euros, and it's had 100 4-star reviews and it's very good. So
we need to get
we need a compressor
to work with it, which we don't have, but a compressor's always useful to have.
You're always going to need a compressor.
Another tool.
But the thing is, it's like, it is another tool, but we're thinking about how fast we can get the work done, how it can get in all of the gaps amazingly. And yeah, Theo's gone from not wanting to plaster to wanting to do the plastering tomorrow. And now we're on our way to, Theo's so distracted, he's driven completely the wrong way. Now we're on our way to the final shop that we've been waiting for, that should hopefully be open and has the scaffolding that we need. Well, we're back on the land, we've made it back, and as you saw from the clips, we ended up getting the full-size ones in the end anyway, because we did wait for that other shop to open. We went back when it said it was going to be open and it was still shut, and there was no sign of it opening up, which was really frustrating. So we ended up going back to Brico, getting the full-size ones, and Theo is now going to cut them down. And I'm actually really excited because I've been dying to get this sanding finished, and today is the day.
now have a half scaffold. I love it when you overcome problems, and it was definitely a journey to get there, but there's nothing that an angle grinder can't fix, that's for sure. And it works perfectly. Bee's going to be able to stand right on top of this one and be perfect height to stand up here. I'm a bit too big, so she's going to have to carry on sanding.
And I can reach, there we go, these beams, so you can see where I've done half. It stops, so I need to do that half.
Up to here.
So I should be able to smash it out right
Smash
now.
it out. And also, it's a nice big open front, because you might have noticed, but there's no there's no horizontal buttons.
Let's not talk about that. Let's just...
It doesn't matter, it's perfectly strong. We had to cut them off because if I kept them it was still too tall.
Yeah.
But it works perfectly. These and this keep it all nice and solid. But what I was talking about is I've got a nice open front. So when I'm pointing this feature wall right here, I've got nothing in the way of me. I can just be like, ding, 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 ding. all day, just throwing on the mortar. It's going to be lovely. I actually love it.
Right, can you get down? Because I need to get up there now.
If you want to buy a half scaffold from the Indie Projects, you can find them on our shop. We did it! Yes! Yes!
Are you okay? Was that shocking?
I think Bee's happy as well that she can get back to sanding.
Oh, I'm so happy.
And Furrnando's
just along for the ride. He wants his hole back.
Yeah, we covered up his hole. It's basically a cat flap. And it's gone now.
You're covered in his rat hole as well. It's like being back in primary school in the jungle gym. Oh yeah, this is literally perfect. In fact,
go up one more. I reckon it's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Oh, and I'll be all like, hey, sanding with sore arms, what's that? I don't know, on the same height.
I bet you might find some spiders in them cracks as well.
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
I'll be here a long time. I'll be in it for as long as you like. And no matter what you and I do, whatever comes next, I'll be right there beside you. 'Cause I'm right where I wanna be. I'll be right there beside you. I know right where I wanna be. I'll be right there beside you. I'll be right, I'll be right, I'll be right, right and right beside you. Oh, you know right where I'm gonna be, right there beside you. Water is rising, the levee is broken, it's flooding, commotion this way. And it feels like we're sinking, but things will get better. We'll hang on together, okay? And I'll be going nowhere. I'll be in it with you, honey, I swear. And no matter what you and I do, whatever comes next, I'll be right there beside you. 'Cause I'm right where I wanna be. I'll be right there beside you. I know right where I wanna be. I'll be right there beside you.
It's one of them tedious jobs that you really don't want to have to do, but you know it's going to be worth it. Otherwise, we're going to be living in a beautiful house, but a beautiful house full of rafters that have fingerprints and dirt marks all over them, and that's not what we want. We want this place to be as perfect as possible. So that is why we're putting in the extra effort to make these so beautiful, because we know they have the potential. This chestnut is gorgeous. It's got a lovely grain to it, and we're going to do our absolute best to bring that out. I've just come to sit in the truck to get out the way of the sun so you can actually see what I'm doing. But here's a little tip for you guys who, I don't know if you like me, but I have to pick up business emails and business calls throughout the day while I'm working. So what I do is I get these cheap gloves, and the cheap gloves, they've got like this kind of plasticky material on the end of them. and that allows you to still use your phone. So look at this, the touchscreen still works, and I've been watching some of these videos, and I think I'm going to buy one of these things to spray the mortar on the wall, because how cool does that look? It looks like it's going to speed up the process of plastering so much. It's just ridiculous. It's so quick and so easy. It makes me want one really badly. So I think I'm going to order one off Amazon. They're not very expensive, and just try it out. I'm feeling really positive. I can't believe how much we've actually achieved in the amount of time we have. I've just spent the last hour on my laptop doing business stuff that you guys don't really get to see, because it's just boring stuff of me sitting on a computer, speaking to people, sending off emails. But I just came across an image from about 8 months ago of how the barn was when we first arrived here, and it made me think how much we've actually done, because it's hard to look back and remember what it used to be like, but things are so different, and it's gave me a whole new energy to just power on and get this home completed, because I can't wait to move in. Bee can't wait to move in. And overall, I'm talking about this stuff, I'm going to overlay some images of what it was like when we first arrived, because it just looks like a completely different place, and I'm sure you guys can appreciate the hard work that's gone into it, but it really is starting to pay off. So as much as possible, we're always trying to find the positives in everything. And one of the big positives that actually came out of not being able to travel at all this year is the fact that we've been able to see all the different seasons here on our property that we've never seen before. And it's amazing. And I really think that springtime is my favourite time of the year. It's absolutely gorgeous. It just feels so alive. So right now I'm going to roll a montage of what it's like to live on our land at this time of year in the evening as the sun's going down. It looks like there's going to be a beautiful sunset, and I'm going to go down and check on Bee because the sun's gone down now. She's been sanding for a long time. Hopefully she's still alive because she's probably so knackered. It's such a horrible job, as I keep saying, but it means that we can get on to the next thing as soon as that's completed.
I am done for the day.
Yeah! Furrnando and me are just hanging out on the ladder like a parrot. He's a parrot. He just uses me as a stand. He likes to stand on anything he can. Off he goes.
Oh yeah, terra firma.
Your mate's waiting for you.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello. Hello, Furrnando.
If that isn't love, I don't know what is.
He waited in here the whole time that I was standing on the pillow, which I would rather he didn't, because it's dusty. But he just has to be with me, don't you?
You've done such a good job. Nearly there.
Thank you.
Nearly there.
Thank you so much.
Just look at that gorgeous sunset. That is what I'm talking about. These spring evenings are just magical. I'm going to end the video there. Hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I really think we're making great progress. I cannot wait to move into this home, and I think it's going to be sooner than we actually think. So that's very exciting. So make sure you tune in to the next one to see what we're up to, because we got plenty to be getting on with. Looks like I'm going to be tackling the plaster sometime soon, which is a little bit nerve-wracking but also exciting. So stay tuned. We'll see you on the next video. We're doing Wednesdays and Sundays, as a lot of you guys know, which is 2 videos a week. It's a lot of work, it really is. But seeing your guys' reaction and how much you're enjoying them, we're going to keep them up for as long as possible. So see you on the next one.